Volpiano, right in the heart of Piedmont, a few minutes by car from Turin and in the center of one of its manufacturing areas, stands the Tecmo factory. This factory has a surface area of 500,000 square meters and is surrounded by an extensive green belt. For its modern characteristics, for its exemplary internal organization, it has been described as one of the most functional and productive units in the sector. The unconditional approval of Tecmo on all markets is significant enough in itself and provides confirmation of the quality and efficiency that the company has always claimed. The secret of this undisputed record lies in Tecmo's many years of experience, during which highly trained engineers have been designing and building technologically advanced machinery for the solution of all problems connected with paper converting. Tecmo's activities can be split into two sectors: production of converting machinery and machines for the production of aluminium strip, its lamination and auxiliary processes, in cooperation with its associated company, Hunter Engineering Company of Riverside, California. For the converting industry, Tecmo designs and manufactures complete systems and single machines for the conversion of paper, cardboard, plastic and cellulose film, and aluminium and their combinations, and for printing them to form flexible and semi-rigid material for packs, covers, containers for fluids, etc. Machines typical of this sector, designed and built in the Tecmo factory, are rotary presses for reel-to-reel rotogravure, combined rotary presses for rotogravure and flexographic printing, dry and wet laminating machines, lacquering and coating machines, extrusion laminating machines, waxing machines, slitting machines for thin and thick aluminium, embossing and punching machines, proof pulling and rotogravure roller testing machines, extrusion and co-extrusion machines. But let us examine the Tecmo Elflex series in detail. These machines are based on a standardized module and include Elflex rotogravure printing presses, Elflex flexographic printing presses, Elflex coating and lacquering machines, Elflex impregnating machines, Elflex glue laminating machines, Elflex wet laminating machines, and Elflex wax laminating machines. With even a single machine, all the following operations can be effected in-line or alternatively: flexographic printing, rotogravure printing, offset rotogravure printing, lacquering, coating, laminating, perforating, embossing, die cutting, longitudinal slitting, transversal cutting. Every operation can be carried out in a few minutes, as all the machines of the Elflex series are standardized. Elflex machines have a vast number of special features. Here are some of their main characteristics. These machines are not derived, as is often the case with traditional machines, from publication printing machinery projects, but have been designed and manufactured exclusively for the production of flexible packaging. They are the result of 40 years of experience in the production of packaging. Tecmo rotogravure and flexographic printing presses can therefore guarantee constant high-quality production, as well as very versatile converting operations. Let us examine now in detail the machine and the various operations taken individually. We can start this examination from the automatic unwind unit. Here we are observing a complete reel change sequence. As you can see, this does not need any intervention by the operator. To give you a better idea of the unit, we will show you various details and the operations that can be done separately. The unwind consists of the following elements: the arms rotation device. This is push-button control. An important new feature is the patented system used to adjust the width between the twin arms. This rides on an air cushion and allows the operator to place the arms without any effort. The reel clamping system is without bars and enables the reel to be lifted and clamped directly from ground level by operating a hydraulic switch located on the arms. This is how the reel looks when positioned and clamped on the unwind. In the foreground, on the operating side, we see a detail of the water-cooled pneumatic brake. This guarantees the maintenance of constant web tension by means of a regulating unit that we shall see later. The cone-holding sliding heads allow the reel to be damped and centered without being scraped on the floor. Lateral adjustment is also remote controlled and can be operated manually or automatically through a web edge scanning system. Another detail of the unwind is the photocell reel centering system for the position of the automatic flying splice. Here we see the arm rotation that brings the reel up to the desired position by means of this device. During the splice sequence, the reel is accelerated by means of an auxiliary motor, while the splicing arm rises into position. Here we have the splicing unit in a resting position. In the foreground, the pressure rubber roll and the web cutting knife. When the speed of the reel is synchronized with the speed of the web, the rubber roll of the splice unit compresses the running web against the new reel, and the knife cuts the web coming from the expiring reel. Let us go through the splicing cycle again. In the following sequences, we shall see the whole automatic flying splice. Positioning of the new reel already prepared for the splice. Lifting, splicing unit positioning, tacho generator positioning for the new reel speed control, acceleration and synchronization of the speed of the new reel with the web speed. Sizing and cutting of the web coming from the expiring reel. From here on, the new web is processed on the machine. At this point, we can start with an examination of control systems, in particular with the first dancer roll for brake control. On the lower side, we can see a pneumatic system by means of which the web tension can be preset and kept constant. After this tension control device, we have a pull unit, driven by a variable speed DC motor, which acts directly on the steel roller of the constant tension feed unit. Here we have web tension presetting obtained by a second highly sensitive low inertia dancer roll, which is aimed to feed the web at a perfectly constant tension throughout the machine. On Tecmo Elflex machines, it is possible to combine different operating units for printing, lacquering, laminating, embossing, perforating, etc., in order to effect more inline processes in one single passage. Right from the designing stage, the machines are planned to ensure these operative possibilities, and the different units can be applied to the machines at any time and in a few moments. If the customer wants to work on a new product, or to change the working cycle, every machine is planned to carry out all the necessary operations in one passage. With this system, the storage of cumbersome and unproductive semi-finished products can be eliminated, heavy scheduling plans can be avoided, and production can be sensibly increased with a great economic advantage for the company. Another great advantage offered to the user of Tecmo's Elflex machines derives from the almost total elimination of idle times. In fact, the operating units can be prepared off machine while it continues its production, and in less than 10 minutes the working program can be changed. On conventional machines, this operation requires several hours. A further characteristic of these machines consists in the fact that all units are interchangeable and require only one set of equipment for the whole range of printing and converting operations. This leads to greatly reduced management costs. Let us now consider the heart of the Elflex machine. That is to say, the printing element fitted on interchangeable trolleys. In this sequence, the operator is demonstrating how to disassemble the trolley, starting with the recirculation ink tank and ink pump. then the ink applicator in its various elements, the cover, and filters through which the ink is delivered to the cylinder. The main body of the ink applicator is directly connected to the ink pump. We are now observing the disassembly of the doctor blade, printing cylinder and splash guard covers. These are directly fitted on the upper part of the cylinder bushes, housing the cylinder bearings. Thanks to printing cylinder protection, the machines can work at very high speed without splashing. In addition, solvent evaporation is reduced in such a way that viscosity can be considered constant. We are now taking the printing cylinder from the trolley, while the gear coupling for rotation of the cylinder is extracted from its journal. In this sequence, we can see the trolley in the machine, its extraction from the printing unit, its sliding to the surface area, then its substitution by a second trolley that has been separately prepared and placed on the service area. Here we see its introduction into the printing unit. Its positioning and the connection of the different hydraulic and pneumatic parts to the main circuits. The trolley rising into a suitable position for the extraction of the rubber impression roll. In this case, the trolley acts as an auxiliary means for quick extraction of the roll. After its detachment, the impression roller is lowered on the guides of the printed trolley and extracted from the machine for substitution. The rubber roll has been substituted by a new one. The hydraulic system used to lift the trolley is now employed to enable the same printing trolley to bring the new roll to the position occupied by the roll that has been removed. The rubber roll is fixed and locked in its working position by means of 2 screws. Here we can see the lifting and centering of the trolley in detail. After the trolley has been filled with ink, the printing cylinder rises into contact with the web while the machine is running. Here we see the setting of the trolley. Its pressure regulation and all other adjustments needed to get the right print quality. We can now see the doctor blade under pressure and its regulation in accordance with the type of ink and the type of etching. Centering of the trolley, hydraulically operated by means of a push button. The graduated rod shows the necessary side movement. And now the centering and setting of the scanning head for the electronic automatic register system. The control panel of the electronic system, from which the operator controls all the printing sections of the machine and its print register. Then, the web viewing device to examine print quality while the web is running. After all the necessary controls have been carried out, the machine is started up and accelerated to the desired production speed. High production speed, perfect centering of colors, synonymous with high printing quality, quick changeover of work, and continuity of operations. These are the features that make Tecmo Elflex machines highly specialized production means suitable for the fully diversified treatment of all materials used in modern flexible packaging. We can now see one of the main Elflex elements, the preconditioning tunnel. Beside it, there is a hot air drying element designed to dry the ink. The drying tunnels are manufactured for big air volumes, circulating at high speed, to ensure best machine output. The electrical system is supplemented by electronic equipment and is considered the brain of the whole machine. Thanks to this equipment, the operator is no longer necessary for many operations that are now completely automatic and can be repeated with high precision and the absolute certainty of obtaining best product quality. We then have the mechanical transmission units from the main motor to the different printing units. The auxiliary motor, used for driving the embossing trolley. The lever to select reverse rotation of the printing cylinder for reverse printing. The raising of the rollers to allow web passage for reverse printing. In the next sequence, we can observe the final position of the web for reverse printing. All that remains is to glance at the web viewing device. This is used for control of the print register and to see that the colors are of the desired tonality. In other words, that the quality of material produced is up to specification. The trim unit, placed at the end of the machine, allows trimming and slitting of the web to the desired width. trimming unit with its knife shaft and counter shaft is placed in an extremely handy position for constant control during operation. This unit includes a guide system to center the slit and trim. At the end of the machine, we have the twin-arm turnover rewind stand, equipped with automatic changeover system. The rewound reel and the changeover process, from which we can see how the web is transferred on the new core without glue. The web is wrapped around the new core by means of the changeover system. The knife cuts the web and at the same time pushes the web edge around the new core. As you can see, the whole rewind stand slides along rails, thus allowing you to choose rewinding from the periphery or from the center by means of a DC variable speed motor. The rewinding technique on the Elflex machines has been developed to combine the advantages of the peripheral and central drive, so as to enable the operator to have the widest regulating possibility according to the material to be worked. Lastly, here is a summary of the main points of the Elflex system. The Elflex unit is the first to be fully standardized with interchangeable elements, the first to almost entirely reduce preparation idle times, only 16 minutes for a complete trolley change on an 8-color printing press, the first to allow you to use any printing, coating, perforating and embossing technology by simply replacing the operative trolley. The first to enable the development of more inline operations without complicating machine design. The first unit in a position to offer real productive and economic advantages to the converter. The first technically and technologically flexible unit. The first interchangeable unit to give high precision characteristics with a longer guaranteed life than that of unremovable units. The first unit to enable the converter to obtain great profits with high quality and production success. thousands of Elflex units have already been installed all over the world. Many people are now trying to imitate the Elflex printing unit, but remember, it has 40 years of Tecmo experience behind it.